was our tagline?
Welcome to the Build Guild podcast.
Yeah, you go ahead and say it.
Professional.
Because I forgot.
We're unprofessional. Matter of fact, let that just be the tag. There it is.
There it is.
There
Welcome
it is. Welcome
to the Build Guild podcast, where we have to ask how we introduce our own podcast.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
since we recorded
Yeah.
anything. And this one's
I'd
going to
like you all to say it in unison.
Yeah.
We're not that organized.
No.
So you hear somebody on the fourth chair. If you're watching on YouTube, we don't have a fourth chair, and we have somebody via Zoom. I keep wanting to say Skype, but Zoom it is now. And why don't you introduce yourself for us? If
Okay.
if he froze, it froze right there, like you didn't want to introduce yourself.
Perfect.
My name is Morgan Hopp. If you don't know me, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under. My name is Morgan. I met Ben at Workbench Con, and I'm the creative director for Microjig. So if you don't know me, you probably know Microjig.
Our podcast is more of a local podcast. Everyone we've had on so far has been somebody who is in the town of Searcy or surrounding. Mm-hmm. You are not anywhere close to us.
Where are you at?
Sanford, Florida.
Florida. You're the honored first guest of not being from the town. Yeah. So if you're listening and you're a townie, this is a special episode because of COVID, trying to social distance, even though all three of us are sitting very close without a mask. At least our guest is safe.
We're all going to die.
No, we're not. The mask mandate doesn't start until Monday in
that's
Arkansas.
true.
So.
Yep.
Well, you're fine.
It's because they all know that they already all have COVID. So
basically,
it's like, if you've all got it, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, that's right.
So this is...
Well, I'm honored to be the first virtual guest.
Yeah.
Are you even real?
It's a whole deep fake thing. I'm not even a person.
So this one's going to be more centralized toward woodworking because obviously you are with a company that does woodworking tools. So tell us a little bit about Microjig and what it's about, and then we'll go into how you became part of their company. I think that's a really interesting story.
Okay. So Microjig, it was started by a guy named Henry Wang. He's a Chinese immigrant. He moved here in the 70s from China. He was in the restaurant business for decades, and then in like the late 90s, he always like made stuff for the restaurant, like woodworking projects. He had to build stuff for the restaurant, and he was making cutting boards, and he came up with the idea for the gripper. If your listeners don't know what that is, look it up. You'll find it.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up and get it and show our YouTube videos because YouTube viewers, I have one.
Yeah.
Brian.
Oh, you have one?
I have one.
How lucky.
I spent my money.
Sorry.
You don't have one?
No.
We'll get you one.
No.
We'll get you one. Don't worry about that.
Instead, I have fingers that I'm trying to hope that I keep. Yeah, like how cool is that?
This is it. For those of you on YouTube, and if you're listening and you don't watch YouTube, check it out.
It was just Henry in his garage. He's just got a shop set up in his garage, and he went through like dozens and dozens and dozens of prototypes to really kind of try to perfect the design. And then it came out in 2001, like a few weeks before September 11th happened, and so. Like he launched right before that, and then all the woodworking shows got canceled, and that's like where he was expecting to like really make a splash and really get some exposure. So like it was a tough grind at first, but then eventually took off, and then he kept making more products, and then it was a family business up until I think like 5 years ago. It was just Henry and his wife and his son Bruce, who's now the CEO, and then they took me on 3 years ago, and I'm actually 3 years is not that long, but I'm actually Microjig's most tenured non-family employee.
Yeah, that's crazy. So how did you come into the picture? How did they meet you?
No, go way beyond that because go before that. I think because you graduated from college, right?
Yeah, graduated from college.
As a what major?
So I majored in communication, minored in political science.
Did you go to Harding?
Which I'm not using.
I'm just assuming. Did you go to Harding
No,
University?
it's a local college that Brian and I went to. Cody went to the military.
So it's probably the South Florida equivalent of Harding, whatever that is. Yeah, so I graduated from college in 2008. I don't use any of my degree currently, but that's fine, whatever.
Yeah. We're familiar with that.
Yeah. Moved to Orlando, was had a video business for years, and I got tired of that, and because I took more of an interest in woodworking, and so I started a woodworking business. I had a furniture business for 7 years, and then when my wife and I wanted to start a family, like the business was cool. Like I would have like a really good month, but then like a really it was like really inconsistent.
But you were making furniture on your own, just for sale. So you were doing a lot like what Cody is doing.
Yeah.
It was all commission, all custom commissioned furniture pieces.
I know how the inconsistency works. Trust me.
Yeah, so like you could have a really great month, and then a month.
Yeah.
So like when we wanted to start a family, it was like that inconsistency wasn't ideal. So I started looking for like real jobs, and I saw a posting.
Not to say Cody's job isn't real.
No, it's not.
Not to say that your job, and not to say that
you don't have to say it, Morgan. We know it's not real. We know.
But anyway, so I saw I'm talking so loud. My baby is asleep.
No, go ahead.
Right above me. Okay. So I saw a job posting for a position at Microjig, and it was like an executive level position. And I didn't even know that they were local. I already had a few Microjig products, and I thought maybe it was just like a local rep. So I called and I applied, and we had like a phone interview, and we agreed at the time that I was not the right person for that position. But they're like, "We'll keep your resume on file," which normally means like, "See you never."
Yeah.
And then, so that was the last time I thought about it. And like a year and a half later, they called me and they're like, "Hey, we need you. We've got a position. We want to create a position just for you to do exactly what you do based on what's on your resume." So,
okay then.
I went in and just would spend I spent 4 whole days just going in and interviewing, spending time with them. So they kind of get to know me, I could get to know them, and then they took me on. And then, so it started initially I was supposed to just be doing the video, the marketing videos and stuff. And then it kind of evolved more into a R&D, product development, full on creative director role, which I wasn't prepared for when I started, but we all learn as we go.
Yeah.
So how does that happen when you jump into a position that is made for you and they're like, "All right, here, do some work and figure out what your work is." It's like every day it's like, did I do enough? I don't even know.
Yeah, did they just turn you loose and leave you to your own devices because they trusted you after talking to you for 4 days, or did they give you stuff that you had to get done right away?
And also, I guess hey, make our videos. We've seen your wedding video or whatever videos you did before that had nothing to do with woodworking. How do they even trust you to know what you're gonna do?
Okay, so when in the interview process, they gave me a product that hadn't yet been released. And they said, "Here, take this and make a marketing video for this product. If you were going to make a video for us to use for marketing, make that and show it to us, and that'll be like your, basically your audition." So I did that, and I don't have a crew, or I don't have a cast or anything. So I set up a camera and just did it. And I'm not used to being on camera. I was never in front of the camera. I was always just a camera operator and editor. And so I sent it to them, and they were like, "Yeah, it's great. We'll just keep doing that." I'm like, "All right, so who's going to be the guy?" And they're like, "You're going to be the guy."
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What product was it?
Yeah, what'd you do?
So it's actually a product that not many people know about. So the arbor shims. Have you seen the arbor shims?
Oh, when you put it behind the saw blade, the little U with the
Yeah.
hole in it. Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that is.
I don't know what it's called in a real saw.
I mean, I know what an arbor is, but I've never seen the shim.
Well,
I know what a shim is.
the little metal piece that comes up behind
Yes,
the blade to
it's
keep
the
it
arbor.
split.
That's a kerfing
That's the kerf.
knife.
No, the arbor is where the saw goes on.
Okay.
Am I wrong? You're just looking at his lap, or you're frozen. Just looking
If
at
I may
us.
interject.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead. You're the professional.
We're not woodworkers. I don't. I can't remember what it's called. Ripping knife.
I know what a saw is.
What is it? I can't. Re-
So not the riving knife. So
the riving knife. The
arbor
riving
shim-
knife. That's what I was thinking of.
I said kerfing.
So the arbor is the 5/8 screw on your saw blade that's in the middle of the hole of the blade. So you've got full kerf blades, you've got thin kerf blades, and every time you change blades, you're effectively changing the cut line. You're changing the distance between the cut line of that blade and the fence. So like if you change from a full kerf blade to a thin kerf blade and vice versa, that's changing. So the arbor shims you put onto the arbor before the blade to move every single blade out to the same exact cut line so that your riving knife's always aligned and your fence scale is always accurate.
That is different than the thing I'm thinking of that goes behind the blade.
That's a splitter.
The splitter. I've seen your little splitter
Yeah.
things. That's what I had in my mind. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that other product. Product.
Exactly.
No clue.
So that was, so that was obviously I didn't do that great of a job.
Well, now 100 more people will know.
Yeah, now we're going to go find it.
100.
Tens of people.
Gonna go
Tens of
buku.
Tens of people.
So daily life now, what is it outside of COVID? Let's imagine we're in normalcy. So they're like, okay,
do
make
that
some
every
videos.
day.
Are you doing videos?
I don't even remember what normal's like.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But are they like, okay, let's make some videos. We want you to make one video a week. Or they only have so many products, so how many times can you make a video? Like, how does that process go?
So kind of our general like library of videos that we want to have for every product is like we want to have like a marketing video that is something flashy, quick shots, and to get people's attention, and then a marketing video, a instructional video on just like how to use the product, and then a simple starter project video. So like 3 main videos for every product. Instructional just goes into basically the ins and outs of how you use it. And then a simple starter project is like something simple that you can do right when you open the box or open the package that you can do right away. You can do in a few hours this afternoon without, much to do or much learning. And that kind of gets people started, gets people familiar with the product.
And it's exclusively you making all of that alone.
Yes, I write them, I film them, I edit them, and then we have the other guy, and I think you've spoken with Milton before. Milton, basically, he kind of polishes up the videos. I shoot them, edit them, and then all the text and graphics and stuff. He does all that just because I don't care to learn After Effects, and he's much better at that than I am.
Yes. Jeez. What part of it after that, do you have anything to do with the social media, the Facebook? Do you post? Are you the guy posting on there? Are you Microjig on the other end?
Not really. So I basically I shoot I write all the copy for packaging and web. I shoot all the photography and all the video. So I create all this stuff, but then as far as distribution, Milton really handles all the social media stuff. I'll rarely post something, and I'll hop on there and respond to comments and stuff, but usually just from my personal Instagram. I don't even have Facebook.
Good for you.
I got rid of that.
There is
I got rid of that in
there is a forum. There's a group. No, there's a group of Morgan being a model.
Really?
Yes.
On
Look it up.
Facebook?
Yes.
I mean,
I told him I
Got
found
the
this.
hair going on.
I
That's
searched
for
for
sure.
him, tried to friend him on Facebook, and I found this Morgan is a Model Facebook page. People were freaking out.
All right.
Right?
Make it happen.
Is it because of the mustache? Because that you had on Instagram? Because I feel like because of the mustache on Instagram, you should have been a model.
Yeah.
You were definitely the Tom Selleck of our time.
Nice.
Ironic mustaches are so passe.
You shut your mouth, Morgan. You shut your mouth.
I think a challenge
so-
needs to be who
You
can grow
shut
the
your
better mustache.
You shut your pretty little mouth, Morgan.
Oh,
Oh,
and he
it
froze
froze.
with his mouth open.
So I forgot that even existed until Ben mentioned it. That was my buddy in college. He was my college roommate, still one of my best friends. Somebody I'm actually working on a project with. But he created that page when we were like sophomores in college or juniors in college or something like that, just as a joke, to be funny. And he would post the most unflattering photos of me on there and insist that I'm a model. And it apparently still exists, and Ben found it.
It's on the internet. I will find it.
It's on the internet.
It's on
Absolutely
the internet.
true.
It's
Yeah.
on Facebook. It's a group.
So, Brian, you just drew a ridiculous, impractical
Yeah.
thing. I don't know how to
Yeah.
describe it. A wheel
That's
with a joust on it.
Brian drew something impractical.
Yeah,
that's
ridiculous.
pretty much what he
it
does.
has no application to real life at all. Except
But-
I'm doing it for a contest, so it
Oh,
might.
okay.
Yeah.
But you did that on Tinkercad.
Correct.
You put it into an STL and you exported it to the iPad program.
Yes, that's right.
What program is it?
You know darn well what it's called.
I can't remember what it's
The
called.
most unfortunate application ever named. It's called Procreate.
No. But you put it in the other one. The other.
It's called Procreate. You're
No, what's
just
the
gonna
other
sit there
one?
and make me say it, aren't you?
I'm not talking about Procreate. I'm not. I cannot remember what it's called.
I can't know. I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
modeling one.
The modeling.
So you
one.
model and procreate.
You can make 3D
You're talking about
models with a
Shaper
pen.
3D?
Yeah,
Shaper
Procreate
3D.
model.
This is the man who introduced Shaper 3D to me.
Oh!
there's
If I
the-
may interject,
Yes, go ahead.
is it Shaper 3D?
Yes. Shaper
Yeah,
3D,
thank
yes.
you. Thanks for that. It's Shaper 3D.
You just lost like a minute and a half of your air.
Oh,
This
man.
is how we do this, Morgan, okay?
This is
Okay, all right.
Look, Morgan, we told you. It's
Sorry,
only up
I'm
from
new
here,
here.
buddy.
Professionally
Only
unprofessional. Yeah, so
new here.
Okay, well tell me about that then. What does he mean? What'd you do with Shaper 3D? Did you make that too? I mean,
No,
No?
I'm not an app developer.
Okay.
I feel like that's probably the best business to be in, but unfortunately, I'm not in it.
Okay.
No, I found that because it was I don't know. I was looking for a 3D modeling software that wasn't SolidWorks, which costs you $10 or $10,000 a year
oh,
to have. SolidWorks costs you $10,000 a year
I
to
didn't know
have
that.
Yeah, so they update every year, and to have that year's version, and it's not backwards compatible.
oh
So
my
like
gosh.
if somebody makes something in the 2020 version of SolidWorks and you have 2019, you can't open it.
well, that's
and
how they
vice
make
versa.
their money.
So
This is like this
There you
is
go.
the digital equivalent of overpriced textbooks,
pretty much.
except it's on the order of thousands of dollars.
Brian
Yeah.
has a soapbox
This
per
is one
episode,
of my soapboxes.
and this Facebook.
Well, okay.
Digital
Well,
thing.
as long as we're on
Well,
soapboxes, I will tell you why I like Shaper
We've
3D and what it
lost the
has going
podcast.
for it. Shut up. It's the fact that I can use it whilst not online. There is no Wi-Fi connection necessary to use that program to import STLs, export them, do whatever I want. It's an easy workflow, and I can actually get things done with it. And if there's one argument against Fusion 360 and all of Autodesk on principle, it's just that they have the whole thing tethered to either Wi-Fi or a web browser, and I just despise that with everything I am. So thank you for bringing forth Shaper 3D.
There
Appreciate
was
it.
much rejoicing when I showed
There
him
was
that,
much rejoicing.
and it was offline. He has no internet at home.
No.
So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And so like I found it because I had an idea for a new product that I wanted to model, but I don't have SolidWorks. I'm not going to buy SolidWorks. So I found that, and then I learned it pretty quick because it's just using the Apple Pencil. It's so it just
Right.
feels so natural. It's like exactly how you would just draw something on paper.
Agree.
And so I made something and I sent it to my boss, and then he could actually open it in SolidWorks because he does have the license for SolidWorks.
Ah.
But he's like, "How'd you do this?" And I'm like, "On my tablet." And he's like. So yeah, I mean, it's been super helpful. Like, I've been helping a lot with product development, just using that. It's pretty cool.
So you've gone from making content to making products. How do you transition to that? And what product have you made that we would know?
Is that what
Or
you
we
meant when
might
you
not
said
know?
you were doing R&D? You started doing that in Shaper, and then that turned into you making stuff for them?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So those are top secret at the moment.
What are?
What he's come out with, I guess, is top secret.
Oh.
You haven't. So nothing on the market right now is from you.
So I've contributed to one thing. I've contributed to one thing that's currently out, but
Okay.
to design, like to model, design, and like manufacture a product start to finish takes a very long time.
Okay.
So I didn't start modeling stuff until like, I don't know, middle of last year. And so there's a couple things that we're working on that are like my initial concepts. And I'm not a product designer, I'm not an engineer, but I basically come up with a rough model of, kind of how I think it ought to be. And I pass it off to my boss, who is the real genius. He does his magic. He makes his, modifications and stuff. And then we go from there.
Okay.
But yeah, so some stuff's coming later that
Cool.
initially came out of here.
Nice.
I have a hard time keeping myself. I don't know, keeping I'm doing this stuff for the business, but then, like you said, you don't have a Facebook. If you're making all these ridiculous videos for Microjig, and then you're like, well, what if I made my own Instagram page and started making ridiculous videos of just my own woodworking, like tens of thousands of us do? How you cut that off and you just do it into a business? How you separate that? Does that make sense? I would have a hard time doing that. I'd be like, well, no, that's my content. I want to post it on mine because it has Myers Woodshop and it's awesome.
So you mean why don't I go out on my own?
Well, no, not on your own so much as why don't you have your own Instagram?
He does
Where,
have his own Instagram.
but you're not focusing on.
Be careful.
building
He's
your
trying to get you to leverage
Instagram.
social media.
It's not what. Why wouldn't you for other
There it
other
is.
ways?
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, you clearly could if in your spare time wanted to build up a Morgan woodworking page that's ridiculous, and you know what I mean.
So first off, I don't have spare time. That's
I was about to ask you, how much spare time do you have?
negative. I'm in the negatives on spare time.
Okay.
I'm in the red.
Yep.
In the red, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, yeah. So like I have a background in video, and then I moved into woodworking. So just kind of what I do now, like really, is like the perfect meshing of those two skill sets. But actually, like talking to a lot of people at Workbench Con, I know that like really trying to make income from being a content creator is a real grind. It's a grind that I don't think that I have any interest in doing. Microjig takes really good care of me. I'm extremely happy at Microjig. So like basically everything that I do, all the videos and stuff that I do for Microjig, they're all like, they're pretty much what I would be doing if I had my own channel.
Yeah.
I basically I decide what projects to make. I decide how to shoot them. I script them, and I basically, it's exactly what my channel would look like. It's just under Microjig's name, and they treat me really well. So I'm happy to do it for them.
Which is why you were the right man for this job. I'm glad they figured that out.
Yeah. Glad I figured it out.
Yeah, and you too. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I couldn't.
Well, good talk. I really enjoyed this.
I couldn't keep myself separate. Like that's just the way I am now. I would be like, no, I want some stuff on Myers Woodshop. Not for the money, I think. Just be like, this was my thought, my idea. I made it.
So
I just impressed.
So like
So
I
more-
do. So a lot of the stuff that I make for Microjig and gets published from Microjig's outlets. I post on my own stuff too, not because like I have to or they expect me to, because like I enjoy doing it and I'm proud of it, and I'm not trying to like make it as an influencer. So I just, it's basically, I do what I would want to show the world, and it just happens to align with what Microjig wants to show their audience.
Yeah, and you doing it on your own channel, I think, is more just free advertisement for Microjig. Just like anybody else who would use a Microjig product and then tag you guys and you guys repost it. It's just free publicity, really.
Yeah. And so like I made something, I made like a real big project. It was like my quarantine stuck at home project
The table,
that I've been working on
the track table.
It's insane.
for like a few months.
It's
insane.
insane.
Really?
I'm going to show Brian right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
Brian
guys can
doesn't-
talk about it. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, 'cause you
Show
have
to
it-
Brian.
Like vertical, like it was like on the sides and everything, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I needed something to do like during quarantine because we were, I couldn't go to the office. So all right. So I guess quick backstory. So right when I started working for Microjig, I moved from a house without a garage to a house, or with a garage to a house without a garage. So I was gonna I already applied for permits and stuff to put in a big shop and everything, but I started working at Microjig and I'm the only one that uses the shop there. So I'm like, I've got everything that I need there. Like, why go to all the trouble to do this? I can that's my shop now.
Yeah.
And now we got this quarantine thing. So I can't go there and I can't make stuff and I can't shoot videos and stuff. So I needed something to be able to continue to work through this. And so that's what I made. Lemonade out of lemons. That's what I made to continue making content and keep, putting interesting stuff out there. And then eventually once it's done, continue to, shoot videos and make projects once it's, until this is all over.
Did they supply all your materials?
No, I actually bought all that stuff.
Oh, I wondered if you did. Do you have to buy the
They-
Microjig products you keep at home?
Well, no, the Microjig products,
No,
obviously.
just the
those
wood
are-
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Those are on the house. No, so yeah, I just they probably would, and I don't know. I might have them reimburse me for it later, but probably not, because ultimately it was a project that worked for both of us. It's something that was an idea that I had in my head for a long time to do something with not really having a shop here. So it's for me. It just happened to work for work.
That's
as well.
the best kind of work.
Amen.
Yeah.
You worked at home on something and it counted.
Yeah.
It's a win-win right there.
Right.
I know. And it's funny because during this whole thing, all the videos that I made for Microjig up until middle of March when we all got sent home, were all in the the shop that they shot with a nice 4K camera. They look polished and very And then when I get home and I start shooting this thing, it's all just selfie style Facebook stories.
The way a model would shoot it.
Exactly.
The way influencers do it. I mean, let's be honest.
But it actually has and I was nervous about doing it that way, but it actually has really resonated with people because everybody's kind of in that same situation.
Yeah,
They're all-
people like that stuff.
Yeah, so I think it was really relatable, and I don't know. Just it seemed more like personal to people.
It does. Tell me more about your home shop. It's like a tent. It's like a really elaborate military tent that's white.
Really?
Isn't it? Or is it it's a carport with a covering? It's not a
No,
building.
it's just like it's like a vinyl shed. It's a shed. I mean, it's billed as a shed. It's sold in retail as a shed.
I thought it was cloth. It looked cloth in the videos. Like it'd be a cloth covering over a carport frame. That's what I thought it was.
No, I wouldn't dare put any valuable tools in that.
Okay, I didn't know. That's just what it looked like from the videos.
Well, it's rough.
It's short. You're a tall dude, and it's real short from what it looks like.
That's why I put it on wheels,
Yeah.
so I can pull it out, and stand up straight.
Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, it's strangely, like if it's raining or something, I can actually do a little bit of work on small stuff while it's in the shop. Like there's just enough room to move around it, and like I kind of have to like scooch, my things, but I can actually make cuts in there, which I don't know. It's scarcely larger than a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's similar to my shop. After all the tools are in here,
Is it?
I feel like I
Probably.
run in and poke things.
Before, maybe.
Before
No,
you doubled
your
the
shop
floor
looks
space.
huge to me.
My shop is 16 by 20.
Ben always needs a bigger shop, no matter how big it gets.
I couldn't.
Well, everybody does.
I couldn't
That's
work.
Maybe it's just the way that you shoot it, but like it looks like a Costco in
There you
there.
go.
I don't know.
There you go.
No, definitely not.
It's that video magic that Ben wields.
Gigantic.
It's the ultra
Hollywood
wide.
magic.
It's the ultra wide camera.
He
That's
just
what it is.
wants everybody
Yeah.
to feel sorry for him, like he's like I live like a pauper, but he really doesn't. He has this huge shop, all these really expensive tools. It's ridiculous.
That was not my intent. I was just saying my shop is small, like yours. That's it.
Whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Two warehouses in a
Yeah.
row.
This is-
No?
With
Okay.
6,000 square feet of work surface.
Yeah. Well, I don't make money, so
Okay.
there's that.
Okay, that's good.
It all goes to the warehouses.
It all goes to the warehouse.
I'll-
Yeah.
So how,
Trying to get a job with Microjig right now. You got it up.
Consider this Cody's interview.
how big is
Oh,
that
man.
table that you built?
It's 60 wide by 72 long.
Okay.
Pretty
Wow.
big.
Well, he showed me. Yeah, it looks significant.
As
And
big
you
as your shed.
Yes.
Yeah.
and you designed
It's
that
all-
from
I mean,
the ground up, built it all yourself.
In Shaper. Yeah, in Shaper
Shaper.
3D.
So okay, you rendered it all in
That's
Shaper
where I
first.
saw the Shaper first. Once
Okay.
His account, he was
Okay.
showing it off, and I sent him a message. We're like, "What
see.
program is this?"
Okay.
And the magic happened for you.
Okay. Well,
That's
that's
how it
good to know. So that's where you started with Shaper, and you just plotted it all out and brought
Yeah.
it to life like that. Okay. Very nice.
And I'm actually the Shaper developers, they have like a user forum, and they invited they sent out like emails inviting people to be part of like a beta tester group for like new features. So I haven't really dug into it yet, but one thing that am going to suggest in that is that you can automate a cut list out of all the parts
Oh,
that you
that'd be
have
awesome.
in there,
Yeah.
which would be major.
For
That'd
sure.
be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Some real world application right there. Something I'll probably never use, but that would be a great idea. That'd be a
Real
great
world,
idea.
If you could automate a cut list out of all the bodies, all the parts in your model, that game changer.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be. So something we're teaming up on, I guess. You got a CNC in the Microjig shop. Why did you get a CNC in the Microjig shop?
We got a CNC because we were in the beginning stages of looking into how to manufacture a production retail version of that dovetail table. Not that crazy one that's in my shed, but like a
Something.
something somebody could buy and put together.
Right.
and so we got that to start prototyping. And like it's not difficult, but it's just time consuming. It's tedious to cut all of those grooves. And so we got that to start prototyping, and then it sat there for honestly like a good year and a half before I even attempted to turn it on.
I think that's what most people do anyway. It just sits there for months. No?
Well,
Not me.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I would do. So, never
If it's
mind. I forgot who I was sitting
if it's
next to.
electronic, I can't wait till it gets in because I am
gosh.
immediately sucked in. That's how it is for me.
Well, but I mean, like once I did actually, so like and then once I did actually have like a week or two that I could like actually get into VCarve and learn how to toolpath something, and then like once I actually had the time to do that, I figured it out, and then I just started going out and started learning. But one of the things that we thought of early on was like, well, if we're trying to model or trying to prototype this table, and it's like specifically for work holding, shouldn't we just do that on the CNC as well, and like make your spoil board or your waste board, or there's, I don't know, it's like the devil's got many names. Yeah, couldn't your machine just cut your work holding system for you, and then you don't have to buy a bunch of track or I don't know, do all kinds of wacky stuff,
Right.
just to keep your material still?
Yes. That is, yes.
Yeah. So what I saw him doing that stuff, and then I have probably most known for the wasteboard that I came out with for the Shapeoko, with all the T-nuts.
I hate you for that, but yes.
250 T-nuts that it cuts out, but then you have to hammer in, which sucks.
You hammer in one
It
and
looks
100
tedious.
fall out.
Yes.
You hammer.
Yes.
It's like, I'm almost done. You hammer it. It's like
And it
pop goes
bounced.
the weasel.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right.
It's like, what
Every
was
time.
that? What was that? My grandma had it. You put like the plus sign in it, and then perfection.
Yeah.
You put it all in, and then it'd pop out and shoot. Anyways, so yeah, we're doing that, and we talked at WorkbenchCon, and I'm like, how can we make this, your deal and my deal, work together? I think it'd be a good marriage in the two. And finally, I sent you the email or the file? I was like, hey, you sent me what file you had for your grooves. I copied and meshed them together with mine, and it works really well. And it's the first double-sided thing I made in Vectric. I've never done a double-sided thing, and the file works.
Yeah.
Did you open it?
Have you cut it yet?
No, but
Yeah,
I
I
had
looked at it.
I had some other people cut it, and I had 3 people cut it, and it turned out just fine the first time. I just
Really?
haven't cut it myself yet. Yes.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, me too. I saw one little video of a guy be like, "Yeah, I got it," but nobody had the pieces from Microjig that could slide in the track. So instead of buying the T-track that's expensive, you cut the dovetail through, and then maybe every 2 inches you have still some of the T-nut nuts from mine. So it's a kind of a combination. But everybody who tested the file for me didn't have the Microjig, the little green thing that slides in the track. Whatever part that
The
you
dovetail hardware.
nobody had the hardware, and all of your hardware was sold out on Amazon because that's where everybody buys everything. So they're like, I don't have any hardware to try it out, but the file cut fine. So yeah, so we're gonna have. I'm gonna put out a Microjig Myers, which it's gonna be called version 2, but it's gonna incorporate the Microjig stuff.
So does
Sweet.
that mean that you guys procreate?
We did not design anything in Procreate.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
Cody, keeping it classy.
Sorry, go down with stuff.
The COVID apparently is choking your manufacturing line.
Yes. So all that stuff is manufactured in Ohio, and Ohio was one of the first states to get shut down, and so we've just been. I mean, it was shut down for a while, and orders kept coming in. But it's not just like retail, like people ordering stuff through our website. It's like we've got orders for our dealers, we've got orders for Amazon, and so all this stuff just kept stacking up. And now we've just got this long backlog. We're just like, hey, we're knocking it out. We are, getting caught up, but some stuff like the Dovetail hardware is just not top priority.
Yeah.
It's
not the moneymaker.
It's
Things like the gripper.
it's a lower ticket item, and yeah, exactly. That's the bread and butter.
Right.
So we're trying to get production back up to snuff, but this kind of threw a wrench in everything.
Right.
Yeah, and for everyone. And I think another thing is everyone is also very graceful or merciful, maybe.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Understanding at least
for
of
the
things
most part.
being
And if they're not, they're just
jerks.
morons.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've still had, people are emailing us and emailing support and being like, when is this stuff going to be back in stock? And people are anxious because they want something that they see, and you're used to being able to just order it and get it.
Right.
Yeah.
But even our, our dealers and our distributors are they're being pretty patient with us. They understand the situation.
Well, I mean, they're probably not even open either, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
So.
Well, yeah. What's the next thing coming from Microjig?
Ooh,
Can you share that?
us?
Ooh.
Can't share it. 100 people will know. It's terrible.
Tens of people.
You don't have to share anything that would make you lose your job. What
don't lose your job. I need
kind
an
of thing can we expect? Anything cool? How quickly is it? Is it made by you?
So that's a pretty loaded question. That was 10 questions.
I'm letting you pick and choose what you want to.
Okay, yes. So on Tuesday, we just got a few samples from a potential supplier for something that I probably 40 to 50% designed. That will be far and away the largest product that we've had come to date. It's big.
Microjig, the biggest product?
The gripper?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
Microjig.
gripper, I mean? That will forever be Microjig in my mind, because that was the first and only thing I knew Microjig was. The gripper is the biggest product.
No. So that's big popular-wise. I'm talking about big in terms of scale,
size,
volume,
interesting,
size.
Wow.
Okay.
So are you guys making a CNC too? It seems like everybody's making their own CNC. Are you guys making your own CNC?
We're making workshops.
Okay.
You put it together. It's a plastic piece, and it's safe. That would be amazing.
That would be, yeah.
No, it's not a CNC. It's
Do we use it on a tool?
It is a tool.
It is a tool.
Just tell him to go jump in the lake,
All right.
Morgan.
You're a tool, man. Okay.
Good. Nice. Okay.
And you can use a lot of our other tools on it.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
So
We'll stop there. We
Yeah.
don't want to get you in trouble.
Well, that makes me... Dang it. All right.
We got to stop there.
Fair enough.
Don't get you in trouble.
But it's okay. So it's something that day one, not even day one that I started. When I started going into the office to interview, I saw this kind of initial rough idea, and I was like, this is huge. Let's dig into this. And it's taken this long. It's taken 3 years to get to a good, promising prototype. So
Wow.
I'm super excited about it.
You think this is a game changer? It's a legit.
Is this a...
This is a big deal.
And you said it is a
Yeah.
tool. I'm thinking Microjig track saw or Microjig outfeed table.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
When will we see it as a?
It's bigger than a drill and smaller than a Volkswagen Beetle.
All right, excellent.
That's
Fair enough.
You know
that
exactly
should
what
narrow
is.
it down.
All right, cool.
No, no.
We can work with that.
Cool.
2021,
Yeah.
possibly.
More than likely, I'd say first couple months of 2021.
Cool.
Sweet.
That will be.
I would like it. Okay, so I would like it to be like January, like somewhere early of the year. So like, actually, you know what? No. Well, okay. So people get their tax returns. Like you get your W-2 January. People get their tax returns. If they do their, if they file right away, they get it in like February. Then they just have this irrational sense that they have all sorts of expendable income.
Oh yeah.
That's when you put something on the market.
Put something on the market. That's right.
I'm gonna write that down.
It's absolutely true.
Now you know.
What do you carry? Do you sell anything?
Yes, I
He
do,
makes
as a matter of
impractical
fact. And some of it sells
Let's talk about what you've made right
to
now.
impractical
The
people.
Mandalorian helmet.
Okay.
What have you been doing
I've been building a Mandalorian.
for like months and months?
Months and months, yeah, I'm still
The helmet
going.
is still being sanded.
That's right.
You cut out a bunch of wildwood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I helped do a
sides.
fundraiser for Camp Wildwood.
That
'cause-
raised money, but not into your pocket. Okay.
No, that was not for me. That was for camp. So, and it
Not all
worked,
about
too.
money, Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah,
You're right.
Ben.
That
Put your
sounds
heart in the
terrible.
right
What in the world?
place. No,
Speaking of,
Ben has every
Microjig
best
hiring?
interest for me.
like what positions are open for you guys right
Creative director is not hiring.
now? You got anything?
That one is filled.
Yeah.
When are you getting an assistant? Don't
You
you,
got
need
any-
somebody else in the shop?
You got anything on the loading dock?
You guys, I could use an assistant for real.
He won't be paid.
There actually we do have some positions open.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll send my resume.
It's not very long and it's not very good, but he'll
It's
send
not, but my
Are you-
name's on
Neither
it.
was mine.
it. Are you doing anything money-wise right now? Tell me what you did the other day. It surprised me. I called you and you're like, yeah, I just got out of
Oh, yeah, so
school.
well, real estate school. Yeah, just try to get a real estate license. This is prime market to like buy and sell.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at buying and leasing commercial property and
All right.
trying.
Did you take a test? Or you just
I
have
haven't
one
yet.
class and you're like,
no. So I have like just 2 weeks of. You have to take 60 hours of pre-rec before you can take the test, and so you got to go to these classes. Anyways, so after the classes, take the test. You'll get a license for a sales agent. You hang your license on a broker. I already have a broker. I talked to that guy, and so yeah, just go around and try to rent out and lease commercial property right now. While this may make me sound shady, but while businesses are closing and they're looking for
No, it's
income
not
from
shady.
things, you buy their buildings.
That is
And
the opportunity.
You wait for the market to go back up and you lease it out.
He saw the opportunity and he took it. Good for you.
No, nothing shady about that.
so no woodworking though.
No, I'm doing that too.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, we have some commercial stuff going on for a restaurant, so we're doing some of those.
Oh,
What
restaurant can you say?
Actually, is
Harding
neat.
Place?
They had me come by and do a new table.
I saw the guy who runs Harding Place.
Randy?
Yeah, because I do his pest control.
Oh,
And I
okay.
saw him talking to your
course.
mom outside of your shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wonder what he's doing there.
Yeah.
Harding Place is doing something for you.
Yeah. And what else we got? I know a lot of like small stuff, some more tables, things like that.
Yeah.
cool.
All right, we're coming up close to the end here. We're at 50
But that
some
doesn't
minutes.
mean that I'm making any money. So if you have something on the loading dock, send it my way.
Let's say also, if you're listening in our local town,
You've got to
you
be
need-
willing.
You need real estate. Find Cody. He's
Don't
selling it.
find me. Don't find me.
You've got to be willing to move to Florida and then not come to our office for the foreseeable future. So we don't.
There's that.
We
we
can't
don't
work
have to
from
go to the
home?
office.
I can do that. You guys got. Well, the beach is closed
There
yet.
you go.
Like
Cody and I
What's
just
up?
visited Florida.
I did. I went there and saw
Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah, from Designs by Donnie. Donnie.
Ironically, Cody and I
Where-
took vacation the exact same week in Florida
Yeah.
and didn't know
Where is
it.
he?
He
Where
is
where's
on
Donnie?
Destin. He's in Destin.
Destin. Okay, Panhandle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Super. Yeah. He's super cool dude, for sure.
I've never met him. I follow him though. See, he does some killer work.
He does. And so I went and saw him. Super cool dude. And then vacationed. But
All right, we got some stuff from you.
Destin's a nice beach.
You sent over some Microjig branded products. Tell us what we have here, because this is our first ever giveaway, sponsored by Morgan, sponsored by Microjig. So let's look at this thing in my hand first, if you can see that. Match fit dovetail hardware.
Which one? There's a few different varieties.
Can you see that? What
It
it's
says
different
match fit,
kinds. Okay.
dovetail track nut 4-pack.
This is what is coveted on Amazon and no one can buy right now.
Compatible with any standard 1/2-inch 14-degree dovetail router bit.
So this is going to the highest bidder.
Is that how that works?
So
No, it's a giveaway.
that's actually the one. That's actually the one that
Uh-oh, he froze.
He froze.
as of a few days ago is not sold out on the website.
Not this is the one that's not sold out on the website. You're back.
You're back. You're back.
Okay. So that's like the one dovetail hardware that's not sold out on the website.
So you sent us the
and
one that
that's the
nobody
one-
wants. Perfect.
Well, I sent you that one because specifically for CNC applications, it's better than the ones with the knobs.
Yeah.
Because
This
if
is
your
perfect.
if your end mill passes over it,
Yes.
that sucks. But this one is counterboard; it sits below the surface, so that's going to be more safe for your end mill.
Absolutely. So we have a few of those, and then Brian, show off one of these.
2-in-1 track clamp and inline clamp.
Yeah, that's the new clamp.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
this has got the little special end on it, the little green rubbery foot thing.
Yeah, have you seen what that does?
You
It
can
holds
do
round stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what that little notch
Okay,
is
so
for?
that's like whatever. It's cool. It's round stock, sure. But okay, so that notch, if you put it on the corner and then you start to tighten the clamp, it turns and it starts to push horizontally. So it basically, instead of having a hold down clamp and an inline clamp, it does them both at the same time.
Via the
There's a
picture on
diagram.
here,
Yeah, there's a diagram on the front.
So explain to us real quick on this, if you can see the packaging, you probably know well. And then we have a picture on the back, the packaging. Is this a picture you took? Are you taking all the pictures for this thing?
Yeah, I take all the photography.
Nice.
So the hand, here's a hand right here with a saw on the other one with a gold ring. Is that your hand?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
So I don't. I was not a photographer
So
before I started for Microjig, but they were like, "Hey, what do you think about taking photos?" And I'm like, "I'll figure it out."
There you go. That's how it's done right there.
so
It's I don't know. You just figure it out.
look, like that's his hand.
So if you buy a Microjig product,
You are a hand model.
He
That
could be
is
a
your
hand,
hand
model.
model.
Yeah.
You're a hand model.
absolutely.
If I am a model, it's for the
It's
hand.
for the hand.
For the hands.
So that other one we're giving away, it's got the special clamp,
Thing.
special foot, and on the back it shows a picture of a dowel rod being sliced on a bandsaw. And this clamp is holding down the circular
It
dowel
does
rod.
show that.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then finally in the bag we have I guess this would be like the normal Microjig clamp, dovetail clamp.
The classics.
The classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Yes, excuse
yeah.
me. The classic 2-pack. I actually have, these are rubber handles. I have one that are wooden.
So
Old school.
the reason that they are not wooden anymore is because first of all, there are no American manufacturers of clamps anymore. No clamps are manufactured in the United States. Pony was the last one, and then they went out of business. Then they got bought up by Jorgensen, and they're also manufactured in China.
Okay.
So these are made in Taiwan, and the supply of the wood that was used to make those handles ran dry. They're like, we can't make handles anymore. You got to figure something else out. So then we switched to that rubber. Not going to run out of rubber.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what happened?
I would prefer the rubber over the wood, actually.
It's nice.
I think it's nicer. You once made, I don't know if you guys seen this before, but Microjig sent out a bunch of really, really fancy clamp boxes to huge influencers. Like the Wood Whisperer. Who else? I saw all this, and then I realized later on, maybe a year later, that you were the guy who made these super fancy, beautiful boxes. Super jealous. Although...
So we just don't get them. That's cool. Whatever, Mark. That's awesome.
You're not an influencer.
I'm not. Duh. That's not the point. I thought we had something.
Nope. It's all in your head.
So you just come up with like, okay, let's get some cool things out there, and you just make it and send it out, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, so my boss, we want to send out stuff to top 100 influencers, but the top 10, you pick who are like your top 10 influential people that like you look up to, that you admire, that you want to, honor, and let's make those 10 people like a really nice package. And so that's what I made.
I'm gonna post a picture on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Of that, or you still have a picture of that? It's gonna be hard for me to find it. It's old.
I've got a picture of it somewhere.
Okay, send me a picture, and I'll share it on our Instagram so people can see.
It took me like a week to make them.
Oh, they were amazing. They're really nice.
They're pretty involved.
It was like high quality furniture grade box.
Really?
With Microjig dovetail clamp in it.
I like
Real
a good
nice.
box build. I like box.
All right, let's do the giveaway. How do we give away this? We talked about this a little bit. I'm like, hey, how do we give this away? Do you guys have any ideas how to make this giveaway happen?
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, and Ben is giving away his gripper.
No, he's not.
To me. To me. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Cody, we'll get you a
Microjig.
gripper. Don't worry.
Appreciate it.
No, I don't know how to do this.
What do we say? So we'll say, how about we say you have to check out Microjig,
Yeah.
follow Microjig, and then follow the Build Guild
Okay.
on Instagram.
Works for me.
And
Wait, the Build Guild has an Instagram?
Yeah, we do.
do you not
I didn't
know?
know that.
We don't post very often, but it's on there.
That's why we're
Why
talking
didn't
about
you
it
tell me
now.
that?
Well, now you know. The Build
We have
Guild
an
has one.
Instagram. We don't get a box. Like, I'm getting a little upset.
What have you
He's
given
fine.
Morgan is the question.
That's a good
What's that?
It's a
point.
give and take
Well,
The pleasure of his company. That's it.
obviously.
on a Friday night. We'll post up a giveaway on our Instagram. Our episodes usually come out on Tuesday. So this Tuesday we'll start a giveaway. We'll let it go for 2 weeks. And basically we'll have to follow Microjig, follow the Build Guild, and leave a comment to that Instagram post. And
Sure.
that'll work. And they'll get
Sounds
this.
good.
They'll get this package of sweet clamps and hardware. And
Right on.
And just
That'll
so
work.
everyone knows, it is Microjig, and it is the Build Guild podcast.
the Build Guild podcast
On
at the Build
Instagram.
Guild podcast and at Microjig.
At the Build Guild podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
And what is your Instagram? If people want to find
Oh,
it.
yes, please.
Morgan.
Like my personal
Yeah, your
Instagram?
personal one. Yeah.
Oh, people don't want to follow that.
Yeah.
They,
you do.
yeah.
It's Morgan Pretty Mouth.
Morgan Hop.
It's Morgan Pretty Hand.
Pretty handy. My favorite
Morgan
thing you've
Hop.
done recently is Dookie tool review. I loved it. You did it with the glove. Have you guys seen this?
No.
I love that you work for a company.
I follow.
I love that you work for a company and you could care less if you get free stuff from other people, because that doesn't happen very much on Instagram.
I don't need free stuff.
I know.
I don't care.
And then you're like, you can leave the most honest reviews, and those gloves are ridiculous and they suck. And you pretty much showed off, these gloves suck.
Dookie Toys.
They're pretty bad.
Yeah.
So the next Dookie tool review is going to be of a reciprocating saw, and I'm going to try it on poultry. So we're going to see how that goes.
That cooked or not cooked?
Raw, a whole chicken.
Oh man, yeah, do it.
You did gloves. You did one before that, but I don't remember. You did another one, right?
It was a Heart Tools utility knife.
That. Uh-oh.
Heart Tools.
Uh-oh. Somebody here is
so
sponsored
bad.
by Heart Tools. He's doing it with heart. Oh no, Cody.
Morgan,
Did I
you just
get
had to.
fired from your sponsorship?
Yeah,
You probably did if they knew I existed. But since they
Forgot
don't.
about you. They're
Yeah.
they're a Walmart brand.
Yeah.
And
so we're in Arkansas.
We're in Arkansas, which is
Walmart
Walmart's
founded.
headquarters.
And so
So it's basically the great value of tools.
They're made, ironically, they're made by TTI, who also makes Ryobi, Milwaukee, and Rigid. So they're made by that same tool group. So I don't know how bad that is, but apparently the knife is terrible.
Maybe I got a dud. And maybe the design of the knife isn't indicative of tools. I actually say that. I said I don't know if other Hart tools are any good or not, but this one is not.
Did you use, so is it going to be a Hart reciprocating saw?
No. It's
Okay.
no. It's actually. I'm not buying tools to do these things. Like I'm basically just doing them out of boredom because I'm so bored.
Well, I thought you said you had no free time. Which is it now?
Well, I don't have free. Like I'm bored doing the things that I have to do.
Ah, yes, that's true.
yeah.
I would hate doing your job alone all day. I think I would need somebody else in the shop just to not.
I would
go
love
crazy.
doing your job alone all day.
Okay. Different type of people, I suppose.
Yeah.
So for the 7 years that I had my furniture business, I was just working alone in my garage, building stuff all day, and I thought that I would love that. And at first I did, and it wore on me. Like I just got so lonesome.
How long did that
And I
take?
just-
How long did you have before you started going out of your mind?
I don't know. I was probably happy doing it for like 2 years, and then after that, it was just like I'm just lonely.
Okay.
I'm just alone all day.
Okay.
I'm so lonely.
God.
You're not alone. You got mom in the shop.
Yeah, I got Mom. I
Lucky
got
you.
Al. He's there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Al, yeah,
afternoon.
he comes over, and he's not
So-
your employee though.
No, but he
He's
hangs
just
out.
a dude in the shop, hangs out.
Good dude,
on the
hangs out.
couch.
Yeah.
Yep.
But here's the funny thing is like, so it was like when I started working at Microjig, it was like, yes, like I'm going to be working around people, but I'm still the only person. So I have my office set up in the shop. Like my computer is just like on a table in the shop. I'm still the only one back there.
So you have like
Sometimes,
free run of this shop and no one else like uses it for anything.
No.
Because it's just there for you to make content.
That's amazing.
So the Henry, the guy that invents all this stuff, he has a nice setup at home, and he actually does a lot of like R&D at home. But he does come back there every now and again to like test a prototype or like do this and that. But for the most part, yeah, it's just me back there alone.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming up on the hour. We try to keep it within an hour. Tell us what's the future for Morgan. What's the future for Microjig? What do we need to know at the very end? Sum everything up.
Oh boy. The future for Microjig. I mean, we've thrived through this quarantine thing. Like, a lot of businesses are suffering, and we've actually done pretty well.
I think the DIY woodworking stuff is because everybody's home and can use that stuff now.
And everybody's stuck at home, and everybody's stuck in their shops doing projects because they can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So that's worked to our benefit. So we will be here. And there's some really exciting products coming that are just starting to come to fruition. We just got samples this week. Super excited about that. So lots of cool stuff on the horizon. For Morgan, I don't know. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. More Dookie tool reviews.
Excellent.
Lots more of that.
Yes. I love them. Keep them coming. Blast heart
And,
all you can.
You shut your mouth. No, I'm kidding. They don't know I exist. They don't listen to this, so it's all good. You do whatever you want.
I don't know. Hopefully I can stop working in that hot mosquito infested shed fairly soon and get back to an air conditioned building.
That would be nice.
I'm just still doing what I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing
Yeah, thank you, Morgan.
your story and
Yeah.
the behind the
Thank you,
scenes
guys.
of a company.
Yeah,
It's pretty
on
awesome.
On a Friday night
On
because
a
you
Fri-
had nothing
yes.
else better to do, which we,
My wife's working upstairs.
What does
Ah,
she do? What does your wife do?
She's the marketing manager for a entertainment university in here in Orlando. It's called Full Sail. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, I know about Full Sail.
Yeah.
So she's the marketing manager at Full Sail.
Nice.
It's like the art school thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's a creative university.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Runs in the
She's
blood.
been there for 16 years.
Whoa.
Wow.
That is a long time.
Yeah, she's 58. So
58. Excellent.
She doesn't listen to this. That's for sure.
Yeah. Y'all want to say anything before we go?
a little bit of
Anything
an
that's
age difference.
going on
Yeah,
in your lives?
No, we
No
talked
one ever
about
has
it
anything.
already.
Yeah.
No.
No.
There's nothing going
Nothing
on.
interesting. You gotta give me something.
There's nothing. Like, what do you want?
I have some new laser videos coming out hitting YouTube.
Of course
So-
you do.
Sweet.
Something interesting. Do you hate
Cody
editing like
just
I
lost his-
hate editing?
I hate
Hate-
editing video.
Hate editing videos. Hate it.
I hate shooting video. I don't like being on video. I can't stand it, but it's
If
my job.
if I could be on video and just the blah 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 blah, I would love it. Love it.
Then
I
you
have
sit
no
down
desire to
and you
edit.
complain about the 21-minute cut that you have to edit through on
Oh
the
my
last
gosh.
laser video that you and
Oh,
Pete.
21 minutes.
I was in the shop when he was griping about that
Come
yesterday.
down to like 2
or-
minutes.
And I was like, just shut up. We all know you hate it. Just do the thing. So
Whatever. The
do
camera
it.
loves me. I don't care.
right.
Whatever. I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
So-
You know, that's why they put you on the TV show and they did all the editing for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So you guys keep
Cody
complaining.
just lost his heart sponsorship because of me. Sorry about
That's
that.
right.
Excellent.
But you're gonna hook me up with that loading dock job, so we're good.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And at the very least, a gripper.
Awesome. Worth it.
Keep your hand.
What are they going for in the market right now? So that on the black
60.
market, the
The
dark
black market. They're
the-
going for
Yeah.
the dark web,
$59.95.
whatever the dark webs, the dark internets.
So when this comes out, if you're listening to it the first day, check out our Instagram, the Build Guild podcast, and we'll have an opportunity for you to win some Microjig stuff. Thanks so much, Morgan, for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
And
Thank you, guys.
We'll see y'all next time, and be safe.
All right,
Yeah.
ciao, bro.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Later, guys.